Today we're gonna take a look at some amazing Blender projects that were recently created using Blender, of course, because we all need some inspiration to work on our own projects. These projects range from short animations, live action films, characters, environments, and so much more. Before we do that, if you want to create epic, historical or mythological, stunning structures and environment designs, then Mythical architecture design is gonna be a good training that you might want to take a look at. If you feel like you're always missing something in your renders, whether it be bad lighting, composition or anything in between, this training can help you fix that. Follow along as Suparno Panda takes you through this process of creating his mythical structures, from blocking out the scenes to creating the assets in 3D code. Through this 80+ lesson that spans over 20 hours, you will be learning about a plethora of topics like composition, how to get inspired, how to find ideas, and how to incorporate them into your work. You will see why you will need references and how to block your scenes. At the end, you will complete 2 scenes from start to finish. So, if this sounds interesting, you will find the necessary links in the description. The first project we're gonna talk about today is called Anime Forest River. The anime style of this animation draws similarities to Ghibli Studio style. I think the artist here nailed the feeling exactly through shading, lighting, and everything else. It kinda looks 3D in some parts of the animation, but overall it looks great. Our second pick is an animation called I'm a Star by Joseph Castano. The lighting and everything else was done by Paul Holmes, and I particularly like this one because it looks identical to Disney animations. I might be exaggerating, but it looks really great. The only disappointing thing is lack of jiggle physics at the end. Next we have an animation called Storm. It is an animation that depicts a ship sailing across a dark, stormy, and thunderous ocean. The animation was solely made in Blender using Mantaflow smoke and fluid simulations, which makes this animation even more amazing. Although the animation looks great, I think the sequence could have benefited from a different camera angle because the scene sometimes looks like a miniature, and it doesn't capture the huge scale of the ocean. This whole project took 10 days to complete, and the rendering itself took about 48 hours. Next, we have this animation by an artist from the Netherlands. It is an event banner for the music collective Birdcage Radio from Utrecht. It mixes so many different techniques like grease pencil animation and camera texture mapping. This animation blends amazingly between the 3D city and the grease pencil 2D animation. And it shows that for a great animation, you don't need the best resolution or the most intricate details because you just need good art and good art direction. Next, we have an animation which is a recreation of an old town in Germany, where the church and the old houses have been demolished. This is what it could have looked like in 1912. There is a river flowing past the buildings and the camera zooms through, showcasing all the buildings next to it. Port of Ancona is an artwork by Italian artist Stefano Cardia. This project is a reconstruction, as the name suggests, of the medieval port environment of Ancona. The focal point of this scene must be the colossal 2nd century monument in the middle. The model itself is photo-scanned by the artist, and the rest of the props are from the Megascans library. The trees and grass were created using vegetation add-ons and grass essential. I like the lighting a lot in this animation, especially at night. Although I think this scene could have benefited a lot from more environment details and people. And if you want to learn about the process of making the artwork step by step, the artist created a lengthy post breaking down his workflow and his artistic decisions. This artwork depicts a dystopian, decrepit apartment building. Although it was modeled in reference to Ponty City skyscraper in South Africa, I like to think that it is underground because the feel of the buildings make me think of the underground structure in the 1997 Japanese manga Blame. I also love the composition of the images, giving the scene a sense of realism and scale, even though it is just a big cylinder with windows scattered all over the walls. And I think the reason why this work looks great is because there is enough distribution between small, medium, and large details, enough to sell the environment. Sometimes if you only use small details, you might lose the sense of scale. On the other hand, if you only use large objects, you risk your environment looking artificial. So striking a balance between everything is always gonna be better. Another reason why I think this render is pleasing to the eyes is the use of one color. The scene is almost only shaded in green, with some red spots, which is another thing that makes renders look great, which is mixing only one or two colors. If you have a lot of conflicting colors in your artwork, you are most likely than not doing something wrong. Alright, next we have this amazing portrait rendition of the actor Giancarlo Esposito. Most people probably know him as Gustavo Fring from the TV series Breaking Bad or its prequel Better Call Saul. This one is extremely photorealistic with a huge amount of details. I took the liberty of checking some of the artist's previous work, and I have to say between all the characters he created, I think this one stands out as being the best. This next artwork from Alex Navi is a stunning 3D fan art of the one and only Rick Sanchez in the iconic third season opener where Rick was getting interrogated. Sometimes when I see 2D characters transformed into 3D, you can notice the uncanny valley effect, where the characters look weird to the human mind. Well, there's none of that here, because the artist obviously avoided that by creating a stylized character with a touch of realism. The skin looks great and the composition is just perfect, and as absurd as it is for Rick to be kind of a Disney character, I see this as live-action Rick and Morty spin-off, and I think that definitely this is the way to make it in 3D. Next project is a video made with Blender for a hydraulic commercial machine company to showcase their new reaming head capabilities, which is a highly productive tool that replaces especially conventional reamers. This awesome motion graphics demonstration of the reaming head features was made predominantly using only Blender. We also have SCOOTY, which is an awesome short live-action film by Peter France. Peter uploaded a behind-the-scenes video talking about the creative process behind the film and how he was able to achieve some of the VFX shots in the film. He was basically a one-man team, and it took him almost 3 years to complete the project. The final result was nothing short of amazing and stunning, and the production quality was also amazing. Looking at the budget of the film, I think Peter did a great job with what he has. Of course, free tools have been used throughout the film, tools like Blender in particular, that was used for modeling, animation, motion tracking, and a lot more. I recommend watching Peter's breakdown on the Corridor Crew channel to learn more about the film, and of course, check SCOOTY first. I hope you found these projects inspiring. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. You can also check some of our previous videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.